This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. I mentioned earlier this speech that Oprah Winfrey gave at the Golden Globes, or as I like to call them, the Golden Turd Award show. Now, of course, news coming out that Oprah's not opposed to running for president in 2020. And all these talk shows with these talking heads on TV are gushing over the news. First of all, it's a pretty sad state of affairs when people who actually believe that this is an election, that this is real, that they get to choose who becomes president, actually look at these people and qualify them as candidates for presidency based off of what? Hosting your own talk show? Hosting the Oprah Winfrey talk show? That qualifies her to be president or ruler of the free world or whatever they call themselves in the minds of the masses who think that this is all real. Same with Donald Trump. Are they kidding me? We've also heard rumors that Tom Hanks and The Rock might run for president, right? Dwayne Johnson. So this is what we've got. People going, oh man, Dwayne Johnson should run for president. Oprah should run for president. Talking about someone who hosts a talk show and another person who dumps baby oil on his body. And 69's in a ring rolling around, groping men in his underwear. And these are the two people that should be running the free world. Now, of course, in addition to all of this stuff with Oprah, which is just, it's a complete, the reaction to these type of things to show you how embarrassing this country truly is. Because you got to look at it from the perspective of the people who think that this is all real. They actually want Oprah to be president. They're not going, well, what has she done? How does she, what are your qualifications to be a president? Has she ever been in office? Has she ever, the qualifications are apparently she's a good communicator because she had a talk show. I mean, are you kidding me? Then you get this other story about Ivanka Trump wanting to be the first female U.S. president. So you have Ivanka Trump potentially and Oprah Winfrey going one-on-one. I mean, can you make this stuff up? Or, Ivanka down the line, they're saying 2028 or 2024. You can't make this stuff up and the stupidity of it. They don't even need to put these bogus actors like these Obamas in place anymore. They can just roll out Hollywood celebrities and people eat this stuff up. But this is the women's empowerment nonsense that's going to continue to go on. Because this is what they're gearing towards. They're preparing you for a potential female president. Now, some people out there have been messaging me saying, well, prophecy doesn't ever mention a female being the leader of the free world or a leader or, a president or a world ruler. Well, let's be realistic. As most of you do know, most of these quote unquote women aren't really women. They're wearing wigs pretending to be women. Most of them are actually men. I'm not saying all of them. Okay, this is not a trans, what do they call them, investigation channel. That's not my forte, right? Everybody kind of does their own thing, and you can agree and disagree. Some people do say some ridiculous stuff about, every single person being one, but hey, you never know. But clearly some of these people, like, Ivanka, I mean, a lot of these women have a very masculine, like Michelle Obama, male tendencies, so just for people out there who are saying, well, how could that possibly be? The Bible doesn't talk about a woman being president, all that stuff. They're planting the seeds and preparing everybody for this. That's part of what this movement is. It's not just about dividing men and women. It's not just about women's empowerment. I remember there's so many things that trickle down from feminism and women's empowerment. It's not just, you have to look at it from the perspective of the home, right? The whole point of the feminist movement when it started was to get the mother and the father in the workplace so that the child could be raised by the institution, so the child could be raised by the school system. That way, the child is raised and indoctrinated with lies from a young age. The parents are working, they're too busy, okay? The child is not getting a dose of scripture. The child is not reading the Bible because that's not allowed in the school. So you take away values, you take away morals because they're being raised in a school system by teachers who are incompetent, and they're surrounded by other zombies who rub off on them, right? Some kids whose parents are complete degenerates rubbing off on a kid who might have parents who are good people with morals, but he's being influenced by the bad kid. That's what they want. That was the whole purpose of the feminist movement, to get the children out of the parents, or excuse me, get the mother out of the house and the father, so that the child could be raised by the institution. Now, the other things that come into play, like I said, is the free speech, the removal of free speech. But they are completely planting the seeds for this, and this is how it's going to continue to roll out. They're going to continue to tell you, why not? Why not a woman, right? We had a black president, and they're going to, why not a woman president? Maybe a woman black president, right? We've seen hints at even Michelle Obama being president. Now they're testing the waters with this Oprah thing, but it's going to continue to go on, because you're going to hear all these celebrities going, oh, Oprah would make a great president. And the people out there who are just completely delusional will say, yeah, she would make one. Huh? Based on what? What leadership qualities? Oh, and by the way, it's not even real, because it's a selection. So we don't know who the elite have selected yet, but we do know that this notion of a female president is very much in play. Why do we know this? Because of predictive programming, because of conditioning, because what we see them rolling out on a weekly basis, a day-to-day basis. We see them telling us through subliminal messaging, right? Through all of this stuff, it's time, right? Oprah screaming on stage, it's time, or time's up, time's up. She's saying time's up for men, and all the women in the room stand. You know what I mean? And the men sit there like little girls, little puppets. It's all part of the plan, right? And women at home, yeah, fists raising their fist. Yes, time's up, men. What does that mean? Time's up, men? What do you want, all men killed off the earth? Never heard of such stupid stuff in my life. Men and women are supposed to be compatible, get along with each other. Men are supposed to be attracted to women. Women are supposed to be attracted to men. That's called being normal. That's the way the world is. That's the way it should continue to be. But they don't want us to get along. They don't want men and women to give birth to children, to have families. Remember, they don't want whites and blacks to get along. They don't want men and women to get along. They don't want anyone to get along, because the more they can divide, the more they can conquer. So the seeds are planted. The seeds of just absolute delusion are planted out there, where people are now rooting and tweeting, and they're saying men's time is up. And that Oprah's, publicist or, someone closer has come out and said, if the people want Oprah to run for president, she'll do it. And then you get The Rock saying he's running for president. I mean, what is going on? And people out there who are asleep and believe this is a republic, they're okay with this. They're not going, why would we want a professional wrestler, a guy who calls himself The Rock, to be the president? Why would we want Oprah Winfrey, who had a show that was no different than Phil Donahue's show, or what Wendy Williams does now, just pure crap, garbage entertainment, or Jerry Springer for that part, right? I mean, Oprah's show wasn't always the way it was. It had a very much of a Jerry Springer type taste to it in the beginning. It wasn't as crazy as that, but it had couples and fighting and all sorts of nonsense until she started pushing in the new age philosophy. And that's what they want. That's why someone like Oprah is perfect for this, because she's going to appeal to Christians. Christian women out there think that she's a Christian. She's pushing the power of now, all that Eckhart Tolle garbage. Nothing but books for absolute losers. Believe in yourself. You can do it. You can do anything you want. The power of you, the power of now. Just total crap. I don't understand how anyone... I hear all Christians who used to be in New Age, who have, claimed to have broken away from New Age, who are into that stuff. I mean, how pathetic and weak do you have to be reading that kind of crap? Read the Bible. Okay, where does it say... where do we need empowerment? Just be normal. Just live the way you're supposed to live. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. Eat right. Read the word. The people eat this stuff up, and Oprah pushes it. Oprah, who says that there's more ways to get to heaven than just Jesus Christ, that he's not the way. And then she's hanging out with Joel Osteen. So people are deceived by this stuff because they are all on the surface, right? Everything's surface level. They don't dig deeper. They just go, well, I saw Oprah with Joel Osteen, so I have to just assume that Oprah believes in Jesus Christ, huh? Yeah, you'd think, right? But guess what? Joel Osteen doesn't believe in Jesus Christ either, because he's even said that there's multiple ways to heaven. And we all know that's nothing but a fabrication and a lie, that the only way to heaven, the only way to our Father is through Jesus Christ. That's it. There's no back door. There's no escape route. There's no worshiping Buddha. There's no, but I was a good person. I did good deeds, so I get to go. There's no auto heaven like they want you to believe. Every time somebody dies on TV, they're like, oh, this celebrity died, but I know they're in heaven now. And you're just like, wait a minute, but this guy openly said he wasn't a Christian. So guess what? He's not in heaven. But that's another thing they've hijacked, right? Because they want everyone out there to think when they die, they automatically go to heaven. And then they're going to wake up. They're going to be on the battlefield and they're getting thrown into the pit. So a little bit off topic here, but this is what we're seeing, this female push, right? We're seeing now hints at a female president, or you could even say a tranny president for 2020. We don't know what their game plan is, but we know you have to watch and see what they're doing. And mixing all this stuff in with Oprah, with Ivanka, they test the waters with some of this stuff, but they also tell you what they're going to do. And remember, these aren't elections, they're selections. Just like Donald Trump was selected, just like Obama was selected. The elites choose these people. We do not live in a republic. Okay? It's the illusion of freedom. Just because you can roam around your house and you can go to work and roam around freely in a car doesn't mean you're free. You're being monitored 24/7. You might as well have an ankle bracelet on. They're listening to you on your phone. They're listening to you in your home. They're listening to you in your car. You are under full surveillance around the clock. You're just not in a jail cell because guess what? I don't think people would agree if suddenly they said, hey, we've built all of these prisons. We're going to throw everybody in them. Okay? Because then people would fight back. So instead they just dumb us down, drug us up with chemtrails, dumping it on us, dumping chemicals in our food, making us sick, making us weak. That's what they do. So this is not a republic. And it hasn't been a republic. And it's never going to be a republic. And I hate to break people's hearts because people out there who claim to be awake, they still hold on to this notion that it's a republic. Like, oh yeah, all these things are going on. They control all this stuff, but they do allow us to select the president. Huh? Yeah, that makes total sense. The guy who's supposed to have the most power in the country, yeah, they let us pick him, but everything else they control and rule. And then that person, you know, because that's the belief with Trump supporters. Oh, but they don't want him in there. He would have been offed pretty quick. He would have been dead, okay? If this was really a republic, they would have had him killed quick. It's all part of the show. But people, you know, by giving up the notion that this is a republic, in their minds, they feel like that's them giving up on hope. Because to them, that is hope. Right? And then they're like, well, what's left then? If we just submit and that believe that they have control of everything. Well, they do, but God's in total control. They have control of this stuff that's working here on earth, these systems that we're all stuck inside of, the financial system, right? The Federal Reserve. These are the things they control. God's in control overall. Right? And at some point in time, these people who are running around saying time's up, their time's going to be up, and it ain't going to be pretty for them unless they repent. So Oprah Winfrey, potentially 2020 female/trans/ whatever you want to call her president. I mean, this country's just a complete embarrassment as it is, so it doesn't surprise me whatsoever. It just amazes me watching people drool over this notion, saying, wouldn't that be great? It's like, what? Even if you're someone who's asleep and you think that this is a republic, why would you want a TV host? What qualifies The Rock or Oprah Winfrey to be the leader of this country? Right? Like, what do they know about quote unquote foreign relations or what, you know, all this stuff about taxes? And I mean, you know, it's insane. They're just like, well, she's a great talker on TV. Yeah, so's Jerry Springer. Maybe we should elect him next. Or excuse me, maybe they should select him next. I thank you for listening to today's show. God bless all of you and your families.